Coming back. Beep, beep. Okay, your name and your question, please.
My name's Doug Palmer, San Antonio, Texas. I have a question about business process. When does it make sense if you start looking at hiring an editor or cloud services for hosting your excess footage and such? Because I think if you're going to be a creator and you're going to put all that effort into that, it starts to be, is that your thing or is editing your thing? When do you offload that so you can do more of what you really enjoy doing?
Right. That's a great question. So his question basically says, what and where do you draw the line from where you go, you know what, I don't want to handle all this myself, I want to move this on to maybe somebody else. Jason, I think you're the perfect person to spearhead this. Because you have an editor.
Yeah, I recently just, his name is Spencer Love, he's fantastic, he's 24 years old, he just graduated film school, and I was just tired of sitting down all the time and editing. You put so many hours into editing that it was kind of interfering with Elisa and myself's flow of life. Everything consumed around the edit. And it just took up too much time and it was interfering with our travel. So I wanted to travel more, spend more time with her so that we can go out and get the content. We wanted to make it more about having fun, getting the content, and then let somebody else sit there and in front of the desk for 15 hours a day, you know? Because some of my edits would take 14 hours. Some of them I could do in 6, some of them would take 3 or 4 days, depending on what I was doing. But it just took up too much time. And so I guess to answer the question was, for me, it wasn't working anymore. I was not happy sitting down at a desk for 14 hours a day, and the stress that came along with, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this out I gotta get these 3 videos out a week so I can keep feeding the beast, which is YouTube, because we gotta make YouTube happy, right? And that became the whole monster, and it wasn't fun anymore. And we had to make the adjustments. So Lisa and I got together, and I said, "Look, I want an editor." And we found one that we could afford. That wasn't young, and he's fantastic, and he absolutely copies and mimics my style. And I'm actually encouraging him, look, get out, don't do just what I would do. I want to see more of what you can do. But it's been a great partnership so far, and I'm loving it way better than sitting down and editing myself. But I don't know, just wasn't fun anymore, so I made the choice.
Yeah, definitely get to the place where there's more things for you to do than you can possibly do, and so I struggle with it. I wish I would love to have somebody that would edit and film for me, and I'm in such a weird cycle because I make something topical daily, and so I get up every day and I make the show, and so it's hard for me to. I really like. I'm looking at my kids. I'm looking at people in my town. It's like if I could cut my show in a couple hours and then hand it off and know that they could hand it back to me in a couple hours so I could do it in the same day, I would gladly hire somebody to do that because I feel like I have so much more to create, but I am still doing all my editing and, all of that stuff. We finally, so my sister's finally, I hired her to write for our website because that was something that was sorely lacking. So it just, the one thing I would say about business, and this is the one thing that was a struggle for us, if you're going to make YouTube a business, if it's a hobby now and you're going to make YouTube a business, put some things in place. Get an accountant, get yourself a business license, understand that at some point those things are going to be important. Track your expenses, because you don't think about it. If you don't go into it with that mindset, then all of a sudden if you see some sort of success or something like that, you're behind the 8 ball. All right, do we have all these expenses recorded? How are we going to do our taxes? Did we pay enough taxes? That kind of stuff. Those become real issues if you don't think about it early on, and those become bigger issues if you don't think of it early on. But yeah, I think that the natural question is when you realize you're feeling that strain, that you don't have the good balance because you're trying to do everything, farm out everything that you can, right? And then do the thing that you like, because that's what's gonna really expand your ability to grow, is to continue to do the thing you like and not be kind of hamstrung by the things that you don't like, that kind of thing.
I don't have an editor, and I don't think we have enough content to have an editor. I don't have enough size in the channel to have it, so I'm still doing it all as far as editing goes. And I got Sharon at home working 16 hours a day with the travel business and keeping busy. But you're right about, you got to watch out for the burnout. you know, because it can really drag on you. And I know everyone's a little bit different, even all of us up here, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys are creating content full time. That's your full time, that's your life, that's your income, that's what you do for a living now. For us at Sharon At Sea Travel, I work a full-time job. I'm working 9 hours a day as a manager. You know, I get up at 3:45 and I go to work, and I come home at, you know, whatever, 2:30 in the afternoon. And then Sharon says, okay, you ready to start, you know, editing that footage? I'm like, well, can I get a nap first and maybe something bite to eat? And then next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock at night, and I'm like, well, I want to watch the game. Or she's like, no, come on, you got to get editing. So you got to watch it. You got to have a happy balance, and you got to keep an eye on that kind of stuff. And I think that comes back to that whole, you know, simpler is easier. Keep it short, keep it sweet. Do things as quick as you can. As you know, as soon as you get home, start editing that content so it doesn't get old and stale in your mind. You know, you had a vision, you had an image that you want to create right now in the moment. But you know, a week from now, if you start pulling out that footage, then you get lost again. So I mean, I think that you guys being able to do that and still create great content that reflects what's important to you, I think is fabulous. And being able to get lucky to find somebody that matches your style, I mean, that's huge.
That is,
So
it's like winning the lottery, really.
No, for me, I'm much in the same boat of Jamie. But the one thing that I say that, you know, is I have to do for me is I'm very intentional on when I'm going to edit and what I'm going to edit. So like I will literally give myself a goal, task, whatever you want to call it. Like I'll say, you know what, Monday night when I come home, I'm going to edit 7 minutes of this video. I don't care where it gets to, right? Like that may be if it's embarkation day and I get through lunch and that's 7 minutes, I stop. That's it. I'm done, right? I edited that on Monday. But I will not stop until I get to that. And by doing that, it kind of keeps me, number one, accountable for my schedule, right? But it also allows me to not, like Jamie said, well, all of us have said, burnout is so easy. It is so easy with the edit. Even though I enjoy the edit process, you know? And I know you do, yeah. The edit process is part of the fun, being able to create something and say that it's your own and, you know, upload it. Mark, you understand that. Mark right here with the Cruise World and the parodies. Oh my God, you know, amazing. And it's great to be able to say, wow, I did that, I created that. And you look back and, you know, 2 years from now and see how much you've grown, right? And figuratively, professionally. But at the same time, in the moment, you're like, oh my God, I just want to watch Netflix. You know, I don't want to do this, right? Or I just want it to be done. So I think it's also important to set goals and be intentional with what you're going to do with your time. Make sure you manage it well and give yourself a break, right? At the end of the day, YouTube's going to be there tomorrow. So if you got to upload it tomorrow or the day after, you just upload it tomorrow or the day after, right? You don't want to anger the robots. But give yourself a break. So, gentlemen, thank you guys so much. How about a round of applause for these guys? Amazing myself.